Hello, Center 2. Take a look at this picture that I have up. Do you know what this is? A lot of people know it as the black orchid. Probably you know it as that too. But it does have a scientific name because there are many different orchids, all different types. The specific name for our national black orchid is the Encyclia conciliatum. I'll say that again, Encyclia conciliatum. Try to say it with me. Encyclia conciliatum. Very good. Don't let that name scare you. We're going to be saying that a lot, so you will learn how to say that. So what is the name of this specific orchid? Try it out for yourself. All right, it should be the Encyclia conciliatum. So let's learn about it. As you can see, it is a very beautiful plant, but we want to know how it grows from the beginning. So it can be grown in little pots like this one here. And if you can see, as soon as it starts to sprout, the leaves grow in pairs. They split open. See, it's starting to grow in pairs. And when it gets a little bit bigger, you'll be able to see clearly how it is split into pairs. There you go. It splits into pairs. So that's how the leaves grow. In between the leaves, a little spike grows. Let me go back and try to get a picture of the spike. Okay. Very good. So the leaves split in two, and here is the spike. The spike grows in between in the middle of it. Now the spike will produce a little bud. And the bud is where the beautiful orchid is going to form. See, this is the spike. Produce a little bud, and the bud blooms, and that becomes the beautiful black orchid, or the Encyclia conciliatum that we know it as, the real name. So let's learn a little bit about the color of the plant. So as you can see, it looks green, the leaves are green, but the petals itself for the orchid is yellowish greenish at the top, inside, and around it here. And then at the base of it, in between it here and at the back of it, it has a very dark purple color. Now this dark purple color is sometimes very, very dark that it almost looks black. And that's how it got its other name that it's usually called the black orchid. It's an orchid and it looks very dark. It looks black, right? So they call it the black orchid. Now these beautiful petals here usually stay bloomed, stay flowering this way for 3 to 6 months. This plant is the kind of plant that can be grown all year round, and it flowers all year round. That means it does not need to wait a specific season for the flowers to come out like some plants. The flower could come out any time of the year, all year round, right? Now, let's take a look at this picture here of the black orchid. Do you notice where it's growing out from? There's a tree there behind it. And same with the first picture that we've looked at. It's growing out from a tree. So sometimes these black orchid can grow out on the trunk of trees, right? They're able to grow from off the trunk of the tree. Now, this is very great for the black orchid because it does not need direct sunlight in order for it to grow. You know how plants, most of them needs to be in the sun. The black orchid is different. It grows in the shade, and the tree that it's growing on would provide shade using its branches and leaves, enough shade so that the black orchid can get shade while still getting a little bit of sunlight, right? And that would help it to grow. The black orchid likes moist temperature, like in the rainforest where it would, rain a lot. The temperature, it doesn't have to be wet, but it needs to be moist because that's how it thrives and grows, like temperatures like Belize. But this orchid can be grown around the world. It even grows, in the United States and other places. So it's not only limited to Belize and our tropical weather. Now, let's take a look at the petals again. Now these petals look very soft and fragile. Like if I go there and I mash it, it's gonna, be done with. But for a human, maybe because we are a lot larger than this beautiful plant, this beautiful orchid, we could definitely damage it, right? But for little insects and things that flies around, pests and insects, the orchid, the petals are very resistant, which means that if an insect comes and try to eat it, it's able to like resist being having those little holes and getting bitten up. Not 100%, but to some level it resists, meaning try to keep from getting little holes into the petals, like what could happen to plants when insects bite them and eat them, right? So again, the name of our black orchid is the Encyclia conciliata. It flowers all year round. It usually grows on the trunk of trees so it can get shade. It does not need direct sunlight. You can also grow it in little pots like a regular plant. It is our national plant, and it was becoming endangered, so it is now protected by the government of Belize because it is our national plant, right? Now, people are able to plant and have it in their homes and their gardens, but it is endangered, so we're trying to protect the ones that we have so that we can keep making more, growing and growing more black orchids, right? So on the next slide, you're going to go ahead and try to draw a picture of this, try to color it in, and some notes will be there on the Encyclia conciliatum. So go ahead and do the next activity. Bye.